Hi, I'm Moosejaw Matt, and this week on Nature and Science for Kids, we have a special episode about the recent rover landing on Mars. Maybe you've already heard about it, or maybe this is the first time. Either way, stay tuned to hear more about NASA's most recent adventure to explore space. Let's get going after the theme song. Let's get started with some basics here. You heard me use the name NASA earlier. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Basically, they focus on space. There's a good chance you've heard of NASA before. You can even find t-shirts with the NASA name and logo at some... Hold on. I think we have another guest. Hello?
Hi, Papa.
Oh, Edmund, you scared me. You know you're welcome to come in anytime you want. Please don't sneak up on me like that. Quit sneaking around.
Okay.
So, Edmund, I was telling our listeners about NASA and their mission to Mars.
Oh, that's neat. Can I join you?
Sure. So, NASA has been around for a while doing space stuff. It seems that they are focusing less on moon landings and more on Martian landings.
Martians?
No, well, yes, but not exactly. What I mean is, Martian refers to anything about Mars. Like a Roman refers to someone from Rome, a Martian refers to someone or something from or about Mars. Martians aren't little green people like the cartoons shows show. There is nothing like that. The word just means anything referring to Mars. Rome, Roman. America, American. Mars, Martian.
Got it. So there aren't aliens?
That answer's a little complicated, so we'll talk more about that later on. Back to the Mars landing. NASA developed this amazing rover to explore the surface of Mars. When you think rover, think high-tech, ultra-expensive, remote-controlled toy for research on a distant planet. That can take amazing pictures and do other cool things. So they designed this rover, flew it through part of the solar system to one of our nearest neighboring planets, Mars, and did a complicated Mission Impossible style landing. By the way, Mars is often called a red planet because of its color. Can you guess what color it is?
Blue, red, and orange, and purple.
No, reddish, burnt orange. Basically red. So getting there sounds easy, right? Wrong. The rover had to travel 293 million miles to reach Mars, or 471 million kilometers. If you were to drive in a car at 60 miles per hour straight at Mars without stopping to go to the bathroom or for tacos, it would take you over 557 years to get there. So you wouldn't. Once the rover has traveled almost 300 million miles, it's finally close to the atmosphere of Mars, and now comes the hard part. It has the daunting task of plunging down toward the surface of Mars, slowing its descent from 13,000 miles per hour to a perfectly soft landing. Let me read the words from one of the chief engineers. Adam Steltzner, chief engineer of the Perseverance mission, Perseverance is the name of the rover, by the way, said this: "We've got literally 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere to the surface of Mars, going from 13,000 miles per hour to 0, in perfect sequence, perfect choreography, perfect timing." He went on to say, "The computer has to do it all by itself with no help from the ground. If any one thing doesn't work just right, it's game over. In other words, it all fails." So, Edmund, do you think it landed?
Yes.
Well, the answer will be given right after this brief announcement. Feeling tired and sluggish?
Yeah?
Do you need a boost of confidence?
Uh-huh.
Do you want higher test scores?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to live longer with less disease?
Sign me up.
Then Nature and Science for Kids has got the perfect product for you. It's called Get Outside in Nature as Often as You Can. For a monthly donation of only $29.99, you will receive a special paper that reminds you each month to get outside in nature. But wait, there's more! If you become a patron on Patreon within the next 2.3 seconds, you'll also receive a reminder to exercise in nature. Research shows that exercise in nature reduces stress, boosts confidence, increases test scores, and helps people live longer with less disease. Don't delay. Sponsor Science and Nature for Kids today.
No subscription necessary, but highly appreciated. Exercise and time in nature are free from God and in no way supplied by Moosejaw Matt, Nature and Science for Kids, Moose, Mice, Mars, or any other M-words.
Wow, that sounds like a good deal, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. Well, as the chief engineer was saying, it's a very intense few minutes to get the rover from 13,000 miles per hour to safe landing. This is how it happens. After 300 million miles of travel, the spacecraft drops off a capsule with the rover inside. This capsule is the housing that will keep the rover safe as it enters and travels through Mars' atmosphere. It has a strong heat shield, which is good because it will get as hot as 2,370 degrees Fahrenheit. Once inside the atmosphere, it will deploy or set out a 70-foot wide parachute to slow it down, drop its heavy shield, and slow its descent to 150 miles per hour. When it is only about 1 mile above the surface, the jetpack with the rover will disconnect from the capsule and fly the rover to a safe place for landing. Finally, and amazingly, the jetpack hovering above the ground will lower the rover to the ground with a 25-foot long cord. If all goes well, it should be in the Jezero crater. It looks like it should be pronounced Jezero, but it's Jezero. Yeah, one of those trick words.
So did it make it?
Yes, it did.
Why did they send the rover there?
That's a great question. Essentially, they are looking for signs of life on Mars, which brings us back to your question earlier about aliens. The quick answer is that there are no aliens like television shows show, but the Bible says some interesting things about other life besides our planet. We don't have time to do a full Bible study, but a quick look at a couple verses can show us quite a bit. In the book of Job, it says in chapter 1 that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Do you know who else was called a son of God?
Jesus?
Yes, he came as the second son of God, actually. Who was the first son of God?
Adam?
That's right. In the very first book of the Bible, Genesis, it says that Adam was the son of God. And that makes sense. He was created by God and the first on our planet. But here in Job it says sons of God, as in more than one. That seems to show that there are other places, or perhaps other planets, with other created beings, probably humans, that are in existence. Where they are and how long they've been there, those are questions I can't answer. But it does seem likely that there is life elsewhere in space. Our planet was created perfect, and we've done a pretty fine job of messing things up. While we have scientists and engineers searching for life away from our planet, God came down to ours to search for us. Nobody I know wants to leave a clean environment and go to a messy one, but Jesus did that for us. He crossed the galaxies in some supernatural way because of one word that baffles those who believe in evolution, and that word is love. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. That's an amazing deal we get. Do you want to trust in a loving God like that, Edmund?
Yes.
How about you, listeners? Don't you want to trust a loving God like that? You know, this Mars rover landing was very neat to study. I'm going to share on our Facebook a video about the Mars landing and a 3D picture taken by the rover of the stars so you can see some of the reasons why it's so fascinating. Now it's time for our mystery sound. Listen to this sound clip to give a clue about an upcoming episode. Edmund, what did that sound like to you?
I think it's laughing. Our next episode, I think, is gonna be about laughing dinosaurs.
Well, it's pretty obvious what it is, but you'll find out the details of it next time. Friends, I'm so glad you joined us this episode. I love spending time with you. I'm Moosejaw Matt. Until next time, keep exploring Mars.
No!
Oh, keep exploring Jupiter.
No!
What is it?
Keep exploring your world.
Right. Keep exploring your world.